Hey y'all, it is December the 16th, 2017. Y'all, real quick, I gotta holler at y'all about something y'all all probably already know already. And that is that Luke Callahan has been apprehended and brought into some sort of jail regarding some statutory rape issues that he has yet to clear up. Here's the thing. We've been keeping a close eye on Luke Callahan, and it's a wondrous thing what's going on right now. All right, I think everybody starting to understand that as a group collectively, all sort of people all over the world know exactly in real time everything about these people's lives involved in this situation, the Caitlin Nicole Davis situation, and it's ongoing. Everybody knows upon the internet. All right, I'm not telling anybody anything they don't know. Luke Callahan been apprehended. All right, off of some other BS. The people who know Luke Callahan well know him to be a pervert. Know him to go after very young girls. The people who know him real well, or who have studied him, taken time out to dive further into that is Luke Callahan. They understand that he is very suicidal in nature. Quite soon he would probably look to do something like that because, unfortunately, and this does not bring me joy to say this, his life is complete, total, utter garbage. It's complete waste of time, basically, is his life. He's a pervert, deviant, and it's disgusting. That is what it is, all right? That is who Luke Callahan is. And now, allegedly, because he hasn't been found guilty, but I have a sneaky suspicion that he will be found guilty on these statutory rape charges. Allegedly, he's doing the same of what he has been doing. Like we just stated, he's a young male who seeks the attention of young girls, very young girls. All right, chances are, unfortunately, but it's not to give excuses for, Luke Callahan can't get a girl his age. There's no way at all. He's a little squirmy little guy. All right. And what's worse is he's one of these new age. I mean, we're not out here to bully Luke Callahan, but it's important that we study and actually take note of certain objective characteristics in regards to Luke Callahan. All right. Because like we've stated before, yes, indeed, he does look like a lesbian. All right. He absolutely does. In fact, this is part of the reason probably that he can run his little game on 13 and 14-year-old girls like he likes to do. All right. The reason is because he doesn't even really look like he's 20 years old. Objectively speaking, he does not. He looks, sometimes in his photos where he's trying to perpetrate like some sort of little gangster thug hoodlum, he does look like a kind of a gangster 14 years old person. All right, I don't know when these pictures were taken about Luke Callahan, but either he looks like a thug 14 years old little boy, or he looks absolutely like he might be a lesbian lady. All right, and it's very important to note this, because it's a whole can of worms when you get into a Luke Callahan. Yes, it does end in suicide. Yes, he doesn't have a purpose in life. It is unfortunate. I don't find joy in it. I'm not entertained by it. All right. But to speak biblically, just to keep it very simple, you have a case in which God finds this Luke Callahan just head over heels in his own perversion. Of course, Luke Callahan has been raped. That is not a question. Nobody should be questioning that at this point. Yes, indeed, Luke Callahan has been molested as a very young boy. It messed up all the wiring in his brains, unfortunately. I don't appreciate that it happened. The thing is, it isn't an excuse to continue on the way Luke Callahan has continued on throughout his life, contributing definitely to the demise of a young girl who we all can appreciate and we miss very much. All right. But the thing is, it is very biblical in the sense that God will see someone in their perversion and he'll just turn them away to their own perversion. He'll leave them to their own devices, basically say, look, I gave you a chance. I showed you I existed. You got raped and molested. I'm sorry about that. But that doesn't give you the get out of jail free card to go rape and molest little girls all day. It doesn't. It means that you should change something. All right. Either that or you become a damn dirty pervert, which is what happened to Luke Callahan. And here's the thing about it. Anybody being very realistic about looking at these sort of cases knows that chances are Luke Callahan is not rehabilitatable. He really isn't. His brains got all mixed up. The wiring's all messed up. He looks like a little lesbian. I think it stunted his growth, to be honest with you. He's a little guy. Right. So, I think it's really, really messed up with his life. And chances are, and I know I'm not speaking as eloquently as I would like to, but chances are this guy is not, he's not a picture perfect example of someone who's rehabilitatable. He will always have this thirst and this hunger for young children because he'll never be able to compete on a level playing field with people his own age. It's not going to happen. And he's already got his wires all mixed up from absolutely being raped as a young boy. And I'm sorry about that. Luke Callahan, I apologize to you for that right now. It's like, dude, that should have never happened. In fact, if I ever found out who molested Luke Callahan, me and him would have problems. Real serious problems. That's not a joke. All right. But the thing is, like I said, that's not an excuse. However, God will turn you over. He'll turn me over. He'll turn any one of us over if we decide that, okay, perversion and our fleshly desires are more important than what God wants, than protecting the children. All right. When we decide our own fleshly desires are more important than that, then you know what? Sometimes God just lets us go off and make a damn fool out of ourselves. Like a Luke Callahan has done. He's back in the mix as far as young girls. He can't stop, won't stop. Like I said, unrehabilitatable. You know, I'm personally not a judge. I respect judges out there. There shouldn't be a judge in America who can't look at this young boy, all sort of documentation upon it, all sort of people around the world willing to write letters, and I'm sure it's going to happen before Tuesday, write letters about how this fella right here deserves a maximum penalty. In fact, maximum penalties were invented specifically for this kind of a fella right here. All right. Because this is kind of a fellow right here. If you knew everything about him, you'd want to put him deep in the deepest corners of the jail and forget about him. That's what you would want to do. But that's not really fair. And that's why they invented maximum, penalties so that you wouldn't just do that. But he does deserve the maximum penalty. That's for sure. He's probably unrehabilitatable, to be honest with you. And here's the thing about it. I want to discuss a couple things before we get out of here. Number one, this photo right here. Hopefully I can put it in there. If not, I'm going to leave links and you can find all sort of photos. But the photo hopefully I can put it in the video. But the photo in which I'm referring to is the one where Luke Callahan's walking out of the court. You know what I'm saying? You got the bailiff right there, and he's walking him down, and Luke Callahan has that typical hoodie over his face thing. The hoodie over his face so that you can't see his face. Traditionally speaking, criminals, they do this because, they don't want to overly publicize their face because that's what they wear all around town. They don't want their face on there, but also because what they've done is extremely shameful. That's why they hide their face. They're very, very embarrassed by what they've been caught doing over and over and over again. And in fact, it's taken people's lives. So they should feel very embarrassed by their lifestyle. and they should hide their face deep in a hoodie the way that Luke Callahan did. But you know what's funny is it really serves no purpose when you do that, Luke Callahan. You don't understand. You don't understand what you bit off. It's more than you can chew. People are going to know where you're at, what you're doing, what kind of jail you're in. See, now they're going to know that you are in jail. They're going to know what jail you're in. They're going to know who's in the jail with you. They're going to know all sort of details. They're going to, if you ever get out of jail, they're going to know the day before you know the day. Luke Callahan. All right, the thing is, I know Luke Callahan's in jail. I don't know if they got YouTube in jail or something like that, but the thing is, as soon as you pop out, you have to understand that everybody knows where you're at. And everybody knows what you're up to. And everybody knows the perversion that is deep in your heart. The thing is, we understand that you've been raped. We don't like that. All right. We don't agree with that. We want to bring that person to justice. However, you already experienced injustice. You're going to continue to experience justice, forever and ever until you get up off this earth. Probably you're going to experience justice unless you can turn about your ways. You can refute your own perverted, disgusting ways. Just like everybody has to do, just like I've had to do, and say, you know what, it might feel good to do this and that. It might feel good to chase after 13 and 14-year-old girls, like a little coward pervert that you are. It might feel real good, but you know what feels even better? Living for God, living for Jesus. That person out there who you think's fictional, that you want to deny. In fact, you want to call him a bully. Jesus is a bully. I don't want to listen to him. I want to be a damn dirty pervert. All right. Well, you're experiencing justice. In fact, everybody in this situation is experiencing justice. Not only that, it's a very dangerous situation. I think it's very crucial out here for all of us who are even studying the situation, because what we're seeing is God making an example of these people. And the thing is, I'm not a genius. I'm not anything special at all, personally. But the thing is, I came out a long time ago and said, look, God, this is what God's showing me. He's showing me this right now. There's a reason why this whole Caitlin Nicole Davis thing is so public. There's a reason why so many people know about her all over the world. The reason is this: to make an example out of dirty, disgusting perverts like Luke Callahan. And it's being made clear for everybody to see in real time. It's quite entertaining to see the downfall of every last person involved in this. All right, to include a Tammy over there. And it's unfortunate. I personally hate the CPS and the Child Protective Services, but here's the thing. Tammy done lost her children's stuff. She's lost all sort of things. I don't even think she's done losing yet. All right, I don't even think she's hit rock bottom yet or learned her lesson. All right, but we got an Anthony Lee Rogers, and the list actually goes on and on and on and on. There's more people involved. There's people who've been dying over this. All right, so people will receive justice, and it's a very deadly, serious situation, and it should be regarded as such. All right, and the thing is, what's happening is the situation, it is so public that everybody knows about it, that the examples are being made in not only a dramatic fashion, but a very, very poignant, like very punctual fashion. Like very quickly is it all happening now for everybody to see. All right. There's all sort of problems and solutions that need to be worked out. But like I said, I have only reason to believe that this is a very deadly, serious situation for anybody who gets involved, because examples will be made out of people who refuse the truth. All right, because every last one of these heinous criminals that we want to point our fingers at and say, hey, you're guilty, hey, you're a molester and stuff like this. Every last one of these people, you know what's their main fault? Is that they refuse the truth. They refuse it. They have nothing to do with it. They can't run fast enough from the truth. All right? But the thing is, it don't matter how fast you run. It don't matter how hard you hide. Truth will come find you, and that's what's happening in front of all of our eyes right now. Right? It's not a time to play games or be tolerant. To be honest with you, it's time to seek the truth, and that's for everybody out here. And I hope that I can commiserate and come together with a lot of y'all out there. We're doing some amazing, miraculous things. We're on top of the ball. We know all about Luke Callahan. We know all about every single last one of these people in here, and they need to come to Jesus. All right, I'm sorry to just be plain about it, but it is December the 16th, 2017, and I'll holler at y'all later.